Assalamu alaikum viewers. Today's vlog is about how to do the headlight restoration. To do headlight restoration, you need a spray water bottle and a masking tape, sandpaper 3000 grit, 2000 grit, and 1200 grit. Pair of gloves and a microfiber cloth. This headlight is not that bad, but it still has haze on it. It will give you poor vision at night. So I will show in this video how would you clean this step by step. So before we start, we will mask the headlight all around. Masking is really important because when you're sanding, if your sandpaper hit on the bumper or fender, then you have to buff it or it might burn the paint because it's on the edges. So this is really important that you mask proper, cover all the edges all around the headlights so it won't damage your paint. So as you can see in the video that I'm just masking all around it so that in case I slip my hand it won't damage the paint. Once it's paint burn it, then you have to paint the car, because once the paint burn you cannot polish it, you cannot fix it, you have to paint it. So I just put the one layer and I'm gonna do the double tape. I'll put one more line around it just to make sure that, just for the safe side. So once I finished it, I will start the sanding process. The sanding process has 3 stages. I'm gonna sand very first with 1200 grit sandpaper. So once I finish it, I will start it. You can do 2 layers, you can do 3 layers, it's up to you. But mostly I do just 2 because I'm not using the machine for sanding. I'm using the manually. I'm gonna use it. Make sure is all edges are covered. Okay, this is a 1200. It's not a 120, it's a 1200 grit sandpaper because I just made in a piece. So this is the 1200 grit sandpaper. I'm gonna sand it very first. First you will apply water on the headlight, spray all over the headlight and on your sandpaper too. And you just scuff the headlights in a circle motion. You can do up and down, back and forth, do your edges, because this is the sandpaper that will take more haze off from your headlight or contamination and all the dirt on the headlight. This is the sandpaper will clean the headlight. So probably you will sand like for a minute, 1 minute or 2 minutes. You can see after. If you need to sand more, you can sand more, but probably sand it for 1 minute at least. 1 minute or 2 minutes. Now I finished the sanding with a 1200 grit sandpaper. So I'm gonna spray with the water clean and have a look at it. If I need to sand more, I'll sand more. If I don't need, then I'm gonna take the 2000 grit sandpaper and sand it. So this is the 2000 grit sandpaper. As you can see here, P2000 grit sandpaper. So now I'm gonna do the same step that I did with the 1200 grit sandpaper. Now this time is 2000 grit sandpaper. Same circle motion, up and down, back and forth. Do your edges exactly the same way. I'm gonna sand it 1 minute or 2 minutes. So this sandpaper will take off the scratches from your headlight from the 1200 grit sandpaper. So that's why I'm using this 2000 grit sandpaper. So I'm almost done with the 2000 grit sandpaper, and I'm gonna sand with 3000 grit sandpaper. This is the final sanding stage before polish. So I'll go quick look at it, and if I need to sand more with 2000, I'll sand it more. Otherwise, I'll sand with the 3000 grit sandpaper. So I will sand with 3000 grit sandpaper. As you can see here, 3000 grit sandpaper. So I'm going to sand it the same process, circle motion, back and forth, up and down. I will do all those edges, because if you don't, because this is the final sanding process, if you don't do your edges or properly, because if you when you polish it, it will show on the headlight those scratches. Okay, I'm almost done the sanding process. Now I start buffing now. This is a mini polisher. You can use as a buffer, plus you can use as a like a DA, like a sanding. You can sand a headlight with it. I was unable to use this because I don't have a air compressor with me, because it worked with only air compressor. So I will use electric polisher instead of this mini polisher. This is very good, handy. This is made for this especially. But as I just told you, I cannot use it. It comes with these pads, so you can use your sandpaper, mini sandpaper, 2000, 1000 grit sandpaper, and sand the headlight first, and then you can buff it with this wool buffer, as you can see in the card. And this has a air pressure controller here with it, so you can control the air pressure. Anyways, I'm going to use electric buffer. So before I use it, I'm going to clean it properly so that I can use my compound. I finished with this 3000 grit sandpaper. This is the electric buffer. I will use it for polish my headlight. I have a white heavy cut compound, go with the yellow pad, and blue compound will go with the blue pad. So this is blue one, and this is the white compound, go with the yellow one. So right now I am buffing with a heavy cut compound. So this compound will take off all the sand scratches that I made with the sandpaper, and that's why it's called a heavy cut compound. Make sure when you buff it, you just keep moving your pad so that it won't hot the space and won't burn it. It will burn the headlight too, the headlight plastic. So you have to be careful with it too. Now I'm almost finished with first stage. Now I'm going to do the second stage polish. This is the final polish. I will do it. So I'll put the blue polish, and then I'll start the buff. Same process, low RPMs. I'm gonna keep moving my pad so that the pad will work on headlight, each corner, everywhere. This is final polish, final stage. It will make the headlight shine. The other one I did it cleaned all the scratches. So once you do it, wipe it with a microfiber and have a look. If you need more polish, you can go ahead and do it one more time. You can do 2 times, 3 times until you satisfy. So once you finish it, your job is done. And as you can see in the, I'm just keep moving my polisher. I finished the last stage of polisher. Now I will wipe it properly and have a look at it if I still need to polish or I might miss any spot. If you leave a spot, you will see clearly that it's not shining. So wipe it properly, see all those edges up and down. Anywhere you see the haze still appear, then you need to do it again. So I think I have done it. I don't see any haze and the job is done. Now I finished the final stage polish. I'm going to remove all the masking tape. Make sure you clean all the edges inside, because if you won't clean it, you will see the compound. It will dry in the bumper, between the bumper and the headlight. It has a little space, as you can see in the video. I'm removing the masking tape because I have seen it. It looks perfectly alright. I don't see any scratches or haze, so that's why I just remove all the masking, and I'm gonna wipe all that compound. If you see any haze, you can go ahead and polish again, but it's better you do it when the masking is already on. And plus, if you have a wax, you can apply a wax after. I didn't have wax available, so I didn't apply it, but it's better to do that. So this is the final shape of this headlight came out. It's perfectly alright. I'm very happy with it. This look like a brand new.